Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Yelizaveta. I'm here to help refine your tango on the social dance floor. Before we launch into the topic today, I wanted to make a quick announcement that next Tuesday, March 18th, I'm doing a special topic webinar inside my musicality program on Darienzo, dancing to Darienzo, and how to use the modulation of your tone to be able to change your dynamics really fast, which is what D'Arienzo's music kind of demands. If you want to sample some of D'Arienzo's music and kind of get a feel for what the energy of the music really makes you experience physically, check out the playlist that I made, Best of D'Arienzo. It's a Spotify playlist. I've included the link in the show notes. If you want to join the webinar on Tuesday, you get to join it as part of the membership. And if you are not a member, you get 30 days free. So it's a great time to sign up and try out the program. You get a whole month free and experience what the program offers. And if you decide not to continue past that month, you can cancel your membership anytime. So check out the link in the show notes. Let me know if you have any questions. Now, we are continuing our discussion on how to dance when you have a big difference in height with your partner. And today, as promised, I'm going to talk about what you need to do if you are much, much taller than your partner as a leader. So for tall leaders, there are some very specific challenges that you have to work with. But also, in general, even if you're not very tall and you just happen to dance with somebody really short, it's good to understand what is it that you need to do a little differently to make sure that your partner stays comfortable. Now, I'm going to start by talking about the most common mistakes that people do when they dance with somebody shorter. And those mistakes are very understandable. We all do them because they're kind of a natural reflex. So if you imagine me taking an embrace with somebody much shorter, I might end up doing one of two things. One is I really want to connect with them, but because they're shorter, I end up reaching my chest forward to see if I can find the connection there. Or instead of that strategy, I might actually hunch over and reach my head down because I'm trying to connect with them and I want to feel that connection through that touch of the head, which is a very natural reflex that we have whenever we have somebody's head next to us and we take the embrace. We, of course, naturally want to connect with it. So these two mistakes happen quite frequently, and they end up making the dance feel very uncomfortable for both people. So what I'm going to suggest goes back to the fundamentals of alignment that we all need to be practicing. But for taller dancers, anytime you have a relationship where you're taller than your partner, it's got to be even more dialed in. So the 2 points where the mistakes happen, which is either pushing your chest forward or pulling your head forward this way, those 2 spots around the spine are sort of the most pronounced places where the alignment of the spine distorts when you take an embrace with somebody shorter. And you have to catch yourself doing that and try to keep your spine in as neutral of an alignment as possible. So instead of meeting your partner by altering your alignment of your head or your chest, you allow the touch to come from where they've suggested. So you will see later in the video, I will share a demo of me dancing with a very short dancer, a beautiful dancer, Ezgi from Turkey, who was here just in LA. And we got to dance at a milonga. She's much shorter than me. So what you'll see me do is I try to allow my axis, my alignment of my spine to stay exactly how it would if I was just standing by myself. And I offer the connection, and she's the one who comes to meet me. And it's really, as a taller person in this relationship, I have to focus my awareness on where do we naturally connect. Not where can I connect by pushing myself towards her, but if I'm just in my own body and I'm completely integrated, my spine is in its natural alignment, and I just come towards my partner and allow whatever point of contact that I feel, that's the point of contact that I'm going to use to communicate. So it does require you as a taller person to be able to prioritize and funnel your awareness to a different place in the body, as long as the touch is integrated, as long as both people come together without distorting their frame. And this is what you'll see from both of us, because she is very much holding her alignment of her spine, and she's dancing in flats with me. We're able to create a very easy dance because neither of us is overreaching or overstretching. The other part of the adjustment that you kind of have to think about is in your legs. One thing that helps is to keep the knees very soft. So allowing yourself to bend in the knees based on what you feel from your partner. Because when you're dancing with somebody who is a different height, you might sense there will be places where somehow they're not really balanced, so they're kind of needing a little bit more support. And the way to offer that support, since we're not going to distort the embrace and we don't want to get into using the arms, you can actually just vary your height a little bit and allow yourself to be a bit more squatty in your legs, using the knees to adjust to their axis. And most importantly, I would say this would be my personal request. If any of you are watching are very, very tall, please be mindful of the size of your steps. As a tall person, especially as a tall leader, sometimes you might get into a habit of taking really big steps that feel very natural to you, but they're actually beyond the range of your follower. So one consideration that I always have when I'm dancing with somebody much shorter is I feel in their body for what their limits are, especially on pivots. Because if I lead them to pivot and take a back step around me, like something like this, I need to feel how much can they really twist and how far can they go comfortably without me having to sort of pull them or jerking them off their axis and they have to kind of recover. Okay, so now take a look at this little demo of me dancing with Ezgi, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so hopefully you saw those three pieces at play. One is me really keeping my spine back, keeping my head back, using my knees, and then allowing myself to change the sizes of my steps around my partner, feeling for what is natural to her, what is natural to her body, to her range. This is sort of my overall strategy whenever I dance with somebody who's much shorter. But I also have a couple of things that I always tell my students about this. This applies with any follower, but whenever the follower is very short, as a leader, you might feel this reflex to bend down towards them because you want to come to their level. You want to make it less work for them. But instead of doing that, I want you to think you want to open the space for them to come to you. So as you come to them, even though you might have to bend your knees a little bit to meet them, I'm still saying to my partner, come this way, fill this space. I think this is in general a really great image to practice no matter who you're dancing with, even somebody taller than you. You still want to have this sensation that you're actually, as a leader, inviting them to fill the space here rather than you coming down. Because remember, the goal is for the spine to keep aligned so that your movement is integrated, so that you're moving more elegantly and gracefully, and it looks easy. That's sort of the point of this exercise, the point of this practice of refining your movement in such a way that you can dance with different heights and different sizes of people without straining your body. Do you have any other tips for dancing with somebody much shorter than you as a leader? Maybe you want to pop those into the comments or send them to me directly at I'm So Tango. Now, please join me next Tuesday for the webinar. And I know I've been getting a lot of questions about how to dance if you're a really tall follower, especially in heels. So I will cover that topic next week. So if you're not already signed up and subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so. And I will see you next Saturday. Ciao.